Good evening again. Welcome to Frankston Community Connect. Now, down here in our beautiful downtown Frankston in our lovely weather. It's cold out there. Tonight, as I said, I've got Sandra Mayer on and I've got our CEO from Frankston coming on as well. I'm just going to lay a couple of ground rules down now straight away. Tonight is predominantly, and why we've set up this show live, is to talk about the corona virus, things that are happening around, looking for services still operating that people can actually hook into and get access to, like whether suffering from mental health or disabilities, or drinking and everything, all kinds of problems. So when we bring on Sandra tonight, if you've got questions that you want to ask her and things like that, make them relevant to what we're actually talking about tonight, right? And if there's any other questions that need to be done, like when's the rubbish going to be picked up, look up the website or send an email to the council. Any other grievances that you may have against the council or things like that, because there is, and people want to air off as soon as they can. Not tonight. Tonight is we're here to talk about the positive things in Frankston. So please. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce Sandra, our mayor for Frankston. Now I'm going to bring her up now. Here she comes. Where are you? Oh, good evening, Sandra. You are here.
Good evening, Len. I am here. How are you?
And who's that behind you?
This is our CEO, Phil Cantillon.
Hi, g'day, Phil. How are you? Look, I think you heard my promo. My introduction. I want to talk tonight about the positive things of Frankston, right, and what's going on. I had a quick, not a quick look. I looked at the video that Taylor sent me of the release that you've done a week or so ago. Right, there's some great positive stuff in amongst that. Right. I'd like to I'm going to basically hand most of this over to you, let you have a bit of a talk about what you've released. But I also want to, as we go through, I want to talk about some of the services that you've actually still got running in Frankston, like Beach Street and a couple of others. This new phone service that you've actually set up. And, just talk about the positive stuff. Right? So, Sandra, Mayor Sandra. I'm sorry, I'm informal. No political correctness about Guru Glenn whatsoever, so I can't help it.
Glenn, you and I go way back.
No, we do. Right. So, anyway, I'm going to hand it over to you, Sandra. Just talk a little bit about this package that you actually released last week.
Yeah, I just wanted to start, firstly, I always start by acknowledging the traditional owners. And as you mentioned earlier today, it's actually Volunteer Week this week. So I wanted to take the time to thank all of our volunteers who work hard every day supporting our community, and especially at this time, and also your group, who I've been watching since, I think it was over Christmas, New Year's. You formed to support our neighbouring councils who were really struggling through the bushfires, really hardest hit, and it was just so heartwarming to see what you were all doing. And I just want to thank you for all of the work that you do, all the time that you put in. And it's just really nice to see something really positive coming out of some, what was a terrible crisis, and now we've had this wave of a second and a third. It hasn't just been, a life-threatening illness. It's been massive economic downturn as well, and it's been a really challenging time for everybody. So I just want to thank you all, and I just want to also take the time to acknowledge our staff who are really under the pump at the moment. So, we're continuing to deliver a lot of our services, but we've also redeployed hundreds of our staff to actually support our community groups. And I'll talk a little bit later possibly about Community Support Frankston and what they're doing there, because we've redeployed some staff to there and to Meals on Wheels as well. But yeah, the staff have worked really hard, and I just, I don't think we thank them enough. You sort of take for granted all the time it takes to, put together a report or anything. And I'm watching everyone looking really tired at the moment. because it's not just business as usual, and we don't know how long this is going to go for, but there's just so much else on top of that. And, you know, having Phil here, that's just a normal Tuesday night for him. He's always here until late at night. But, you know, Phil wanted to take the opportunity, I guess, to feel the community, and so they understand the impact that the virus has had on the council, how we've responded immediately, and yeah, what we're doing right now. And then I'll talk a little bit more about, you know, I guess some of the support now and also going forward into the next financial year, all of the things that are in the package. And just mind you, we're still working through the detail of a lot of that as well. So we might not be able to answer everything today, but we can probably give you some direction of or indication of when we can answer questions. So we're trying to get money available as soon as possible for grants for different parts of the community, which is really important because there's a lot of people doing it tough. And I did go out to Community Support Frankston today and to our call centre, and you know, they're pretty busy. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are out there asking for help. So with that, I'm going to hand over to our CEO, Phil Cantillon.
Yeah, so you can hear me okay?
Did you want to, we'll do it like this.
That's all right.
Social distancing.
So, social distancing. Yeah, look, thanks very much. Really pleased to be here. Yeah, I suppose just what's the last couple of weeks been, or, you know, since the state of emergency has been declared, it's been a pretty intense time, and we wanted to make sure that we did the right thing by the community. And there was a lot of work that being done that as soon as the state of emergency was declared, that we activated our municipal emergency centre. We got the teams working in particularly in the recovery elements of it, and then over a very short period that transitioned to relief arrangements, all under the Emergency Management Centre. Now, while we were doing that, what we were doing over that period was also trying to say, well, how do we best support the community? And we made a clear statement when we we put the budget on public exhibition some weeks ago. We said that we would, council had committed to a $3.37 million commitment at that time as a place marker in the budget, knowing that we needed more time, more work to actually understand what were the community needs. Through that period, we scanned what was emerging with other local governments, getting a better understanding of what state and federal government relief packages that would be available, and how council could actually best fit within that to have the greatest local impact. So over that time, we were also listening to you know, the feedback that we received through social media and other mechanisms, for the many staff that were actually directly engaging with through the relief support that was starting to develop at that time, to be able to profile, well, what amount of money do we think would be necessary? What type of programs would best support the community across supporting individuals, across supporting communities, and also providing local employment benefit as well. And so through that period, we're really proud to be able to say that you know, very recently that council and unanimously supported a $6.4 million package of 53 programs to support the community and you know, to the best endeavours. Now we know that that's responding as best as what we know the circumstances now need to be. We've been restructuring our budgets through the current financial year, looking at next financial year to make sure that we're remaining agile and going to be able to respond to any emerging issues that actually progress over the next couple of months, so that we're right on top of it. But the key thing is we wanted to make sure that we had a strong statement with the community, that reflected the community, strongly represented the community needs across a range of programs that we could be developed. And it's a real credit to all the staff involved, and particularly I've got Sam Jackson here and Jill Kay. Sam Jackson's our manager community relations, and Jill Kay, our director communities. And I can't underestimate the amount of time and worth and research that was actually done to actually construct the package and build it up from the basic information to be able to have something that was hopefully very credible and was accepted by the community as something that we we hope at this point in time will actually provide the greatest benefit through this period.
All right. Yeah, I've read some of the report and everything like that, and is Sandra, you'll have to come closer. Oh, that's it. Right. Keep you 1.5 metres away, please.
We've been very conscious of that.
I know, but it's good. You have to, it's and it's you got to lead by example because you're the heads of our community. So it's good to see that. I've read some of these reports and everything like that, and I see a lot of it is actually commercial based as well. But I also see that there's actually a lot there, or quite a bit, that's to do with welfare. See, what this show and what Frankston Community Connect, and as you saw through the bushfire repeal that we've done, right, is actually talking about what we can do for our community. Well, the bushfire repeal was actually reaching out to other communities as well, helping them. But in this package, what is in there now for welfare? Is there? Can you please tell me that?
Yeah, there is. So bear with me because I've got a lot of notes, and my memory's not that good that I'm going to remember it all off by heart. But so we're complementing existing federal and state government funded initiatives. We don't want to duplicate any services and programs that are already available. Everyone's needs are different, and so we're going to continue consulting with the community and tailoring our response to meet their needs. So I don't know if Phil mentioned the community recovery call centre that we have, and that's just the normal customer service number 1300 322 322. So yeah, there's a lot of relief there. There's three parts to it. There's at the moment we're still ensuring the continuation of the vital meals service, immunisation, business support, and support for our vulnerable residents. And so we have we're investing in safety, maintaining services. Like I think I might have mentioned, there's been a lot of staff redeployed. So today I saw some of them at Community Support Frankston. There's rate relief for people who have healthcare cards. So $200 you get off your rates if you can demonstrate hardship. We've halted the raising of penalty interest. So if you're late in your rates until September 2020, and we can extend this in accordance with our hardship policy, we're ceasing legal action to recover outstanding rates. And if anyone can't meet their payment schedule, they can contact us as soon as possible. We are regularly checking our city's rooming houses to ensure safety and health of our residents, and we're supplying complimentary hygiene packs with essential care items. We're investing $30,000 to deliver care packages to our city's elderly and isolated residents, and we're providing regular phone checks in to see what other support they might require. And I actually went to, what was it called, Jill, the centre we went to today?
The triage.
I was going to say triage, yeah. So the triage centre today, they're following up with our vulnerable people just to, see if there's anything that they need, if they're okay. So, yeah, we do have a call centre referral service to help impacted residents to navigate and connect with council and other support agencies. And right now we're putting together a directory, Community Information and Support Services Directory. You can see it says May 2020. So that should be up online by the end of the week. It's got all services. So that's been put together very quickly. I think that's a really good resource to have. We've set up food donation stations. I'm sure you know about that across capacity. We're supporting families through engaging online learning and tutorial supports and other digital activities. You've probably seen a lot of stuff through Arts Centre and the library. We've funded the infrastructure for a takeaway meal service with Community Support Frankston, and we're providing $270,000 worth of staff redeployment there. So probably a good time to talk about Community Support Frankston. So they're delivering phone assessments and a home delivery service for people living in Frankston unable to leave their home. The council staff have been assisting with deliveries for the past 2 months. Deliveries include more than just food. For instance, clothing, petrol, white goods vouchers, fruits, vegetables, bread. I helped pack some fruit today. And for the last 2 weeks, Community Support Frankston has also been providing hot and nutritious takeaway meals between 12 and 2 o'clock for anyone living in Frankston. They're working with Meals on Wheels and other local businesses to provide gluten-free, vegan and vegetarian meal options. So a lot of the volunteers with Meals on Wheels are older, and so to protect them, they've stood down. So we've actually got a lot of our redeployed staff working with them, and Meals on Wheels service are loving that, and so are the redeployed staff doing something different. So it's really nice to get out there and see everyone so happy, and you know, they're already doing meaningful work, but given this is extraordinary circumstances, it's just so much more meaningful. They're assisting people to stay connected with essential utilities such as paying bills, providing chemist letters for essential medications, laundry vouchers, accommodation support, and homeschooling devices in more recent times. And, you know, there are a lot of other wonderful organisations. I think we talked about sick volunteers, and they're working with Community Support Frankston in the free meal space, delivering free vegetarian meals to Frankston doorstops. So I do have a phone number here if anybody needs the information. Is it okay to give that out? 9783 7284. So that's that. But then we also have for our vulnerable, I've got some more information here. And this is just what we're doing now. So I've then got more information about, so let us know how we're going for time.
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, Sandra.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sandra, I know we actually said half an hour. If this goes, I think this is an important, what you're telling me right this minute is stuff that, and you know, like, I didn't even know half of this stuff that you're doing, right? They have more so, it is so imperative. See, we look at the council, there's a bunch of people sitting up there making all these rules and everything like that and doing nothing but spending ratepayers' money. But at the moment, what I'm seeing, the money that you're actually spending with the ratepayers is actually going out there in a worthy cause. And Joe Blow Public, Joe Blow person out here, these are the sort of things that they need to hear. And that's another reason I had you on tonight. Yeah, I know that you've got a lot of, like, you know, you're not going to plant trees here, not going to plant trees there. Yeah, they're all good things, and you've got to save the money under next year. But this, what you're doing here and what you're saying here, especially through this COVID and people, stuck at home, not knowing what's out there for them, is so important. And Sandra, just keep going, because you've got the, I don't care if you're here under 12 o'clock, that's just putting this over. Just
The staff might like to go home, but I'm good. I've got nothing to go home to, so that's all right.
I'm like me. I've got a dog beside me.
I've got a cat that scratched me last night because he got in a
Cat won't talk to me now.
yeah, we've got a battle wound now. But so the next thing is customer service. So we've actually initiated a live chat on council's website. So we've invested some money into doing that, and people are engaging. It's really, really good, and there's a chat bot as well. So I participate in meetings with the management team, both at the executive and middle management level, twice a week, and we all share information about what's going on. We started doing that with actually the bushfires because the community were unaware back then. You know, obviously over Christmas everyone was on leave, but we actually had, you know, our staff, community safety staff, working with, and you know, just all the staff basically, like what support did our neighbouring councils need. So we were providing, you know, building surveyors and things like that. So we pay the wages of the staff that were going out there and assisting the other councils that were really in dire straits. And so that's where the meetings kind of started. EMT meet every week anyway, but these were specially for these crisis meetings that I started having with EMT, and now we've continued them with the COVID situation, and we use that opportunity to touch base about all sorts of things. So I feel very connected with what's going on. It's not like just a board of directors where it's sort of, I guess, you know, eyes in, hands out, where you're sort of making high-level decisions. I'm much more involved, and when you're in a crisis situation, that's appropriate. And so, yeah, it's really great, and that's why I said I'm just so grateful that we have such wonderful, passionate staff working for us. So another thing, this might not mean much to you, but we're providing portals for service connection. So we've got free online borrowing and an expanded collection of e-resources and things like that. So that's library, alongside the live streaming of events. You might have seen story time and author talks. Imagine parents going nuts with their kids at home, and you want to give them something to do where you know it's safe environment, you know, because you just never know otherwise if you go on YouTube or whatever your kids are watching. So, you know, these are really educational things. We have very passionate library staff that love the programs that they're delivering, and I've been going out and spending time with them as well. You might have seen it was our birthday last week, 25 years, and so we actually socially distanced the cut a cake. Another thing, we're doing the Arts Centre live streaming events so that we can support our arts community, and there's things in the next financial year as well to support our artists. So we can continue doing that if we get really good feedback from the community that they're loving the live streams. That's a free way of engaging with the Arts Centre. If you can't afford to pay a ticket once we're back in the centre, you know, to actually watch performances. We had someone from The Voice and I got to introduce them, and that was so much fun. Environmental education, very, very important, close to my heart. So they've continued to adapt their Greening Our Future events by delivering them online through webinars, which is great. Now into the next financial year.
I was just going to say too.
Yeah.
I was just going to say too, Glenn, that just while we're on the customer service, I mean, having different technology, having different mechanisms to actually connect with the community was a really important part of this. And so what we wanted to make sure was not only did we have a strong and well-manned customer service centre, we wanted to introduce different technologies to actually, you know, recognising that people would want to make contact with us in different ways at different times of the day. And the, you know, the live chat technology, what we've noticed that since we implemented it, it's, since we implemented, there's been almost 2,800 live chats that have actually occurred in that time, which is a fantastic outcome. And I think it just shows that the take-up of just having different technologies that we've introduced in this period.
I suspect we might have lost him. I don't know.
No, because I could only see half of him, I thought I'll put the whole lot of him on the screen then.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't sure if we were still online or we lost you.
So I can do all that. Look, see, now you're gone. No, see, now you're
Playing with the chair. So you did hear all of that?
I certainly did. That
Okay. So you want me to join?
so I put him all on.
Yeah. So we're also offering, you know, $130,000 between this and next financial year in rent relief to business operators within council-owned buildings. So obviously, if they've had to shut up shop or much reduced service, how are they going to pay their rent? So, you know, we're trying to support our businesses, you know, to help keep them running. What else? We're also tracking our progress, which I think is really important. I think probably community want to know that they're getting a return on investment, and ensuring that future council interventions are designed to use an evidence-based approach. So that's sort of what we're doing now, but then I've got a whole bunch of stuff of what's coming.
Yeah.
If you want me to talk about that.
Yeah. No, like I said, go for it.
And then I'll just, like I said, I can let the officers jump in if they want to add to that, you know, with some stats and everything.
I was waving at Carole.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I want to be a Carole.
Yeah. So next financial year, I don't think I've mentioned this yet because it's coming in as of July. We're investing $50,000 to increase volunteer support, cleaning the community shower service, which is fantastic. We're supporting students to be able to purchase study materials via a student grant program. If you think about it, a lot of students might have casual work that they've lost. We've approved $300,000 grant for the provision of food and equipment to be purchased from local suppliers. The arts. We're investing $20,000 to create an arts collective, encouraging artists, writers and filmmakers to create stories, short films and capture imagery for a community reflection piece. So that's so that we have that documented memory of what's going on right now. And so we never forget. It's like, you know, I think Carole shared some great videos recently about the history of Frankston that everyone was really enjoying. So this is something that is going to be there forever for us to remember. You know, a lot of people are posting on their social media their photos, you know, to remember this really extraordinary time that we're going through. And if you know anything about history, I studied knowledge and history at university, and often governments would pay, like, get someone to write history the way they wanted people to remember it, but the true history is written by and told by the people who've experienced it. And so you don't necessarily get that true history, say, with world wars and things like that. So this is a really special opportunity for Frankston residents to tell their stories of, you know, their experience here now of COVID, you know, and how that impacted on them. You know, and like I said, I've tried to get people thinking about it and saying, you know, what are you grateful for? What's a really positive story that came out of it? Another thing we're doing for the arts community, there'll be $50,000 made available through the creation of a creative industries and arts grants program, offering mentoring for artists to develop the skills that they need to turn their talent into a business. And recipients will showcase their work at the Arts Centre. What a dream come true. And Cube 37 as part of a future digital showcase. For clubs and community groups, we're repurposing and expanding our community grants pool to $500,000 to support clubs and community groups in response to COVID-19. We're waiving $150,000 worth of tenancy and ground allocation fees for local sporting clubs until at least September. Obviously, they can't fundraise right now. You know, they're normally, you know, getting together and holding functions, so they can't pay their rent. Supporting our economy and employment, we have a fast grants program, and we're providing additional $270,000, you know, grants pool for business directly impacted by COVID-19, and that will increase the total value of council's Invest Frankston Business Grants program in 2021 to $450,000. We've got $50,000 to provide outreach, support, information and tools for local businesses to help them plan, prepare, adapt, upskill and communicate to their customer in order to recover and thrive. And I did mention already $130,000 about the rent relief. We've got $40,000 in the development of loyalty programs that target local businesses and marketing campaigns to encourage people to explore locally rather than to leave Frankston City. We have a schedule of exciting place activation events ready to go to encourage people back to our city centre, which incorporates local business promotion and engagement with our business community. And to encourage longer visitation and greater expenditure, Council is providing up to 2 hours of free parking in council-owned and managed off-street car parks from the 1st of July, waiving around $160,000 worth of operational fees as well, such as the Food Act registration and curbside trading fees. So think about all the, you know, restaurants and things that they can't make money off people sitting around outside, you know, chairs and tables and things. So we can't charge those. We're going to be forming a network of job providers to work collectively to identify local issues that are preventing people from finding jobs with an aim to filling identified gaps. So with that, Bill, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I'll come up.
He's very soft-spoken.
Hi, how are you? Yeah, just some of the other stats actually too might be worth highlighting. So our triage centre, our call centre has taken 800 referrals from state relief agencies already, which is, and be able to process that. So Yeah, so there's a lot of activity there in terms of just making sure we can, we're not just a caption for our local community, but we're also taking referrals that might come from state agencies as well, and just appropriately guiding them to local services and that.
All right. No, that's excellent, Phil. Excellent.
So did you have any questions of us, or did Sandra?
I got thousands of questions. Move on. No. Listen, one thing which was confusing, right? Move over a little bit further to your right. That's it. No, move your chair. That's it. That's it. One of the things that I actually, because I run an organisation, a charity that you know, that's been here for quite a while, and I started looking at some of the things, and I just like you to explain properly, right? And I know that you've put it out there. Was the grant for organisations up to $2,000, but the problem is, like myself, I can't take up that one, right? For the reason is that I've got to spend it before June, the end of June. But then you've got another grant coming out, the community grant program after that. But the one that you put in the covert relief, can you explain a little bit about that? Because there's got to be some groups out there that'll desperately need it, like Lifegate and places like that.
So who wants to answer that? I might get Jill to come up. We were talking about that the other day. So we're trying to fast track the grants process. We obviously have guidelines set up with things like miscellaneous grants, which people were accessing for to pay sports club membership fees, representation for state, federal competitions, whatever else, representing Frankston. And if we're expanding the program and we're trying to support outside of what our normal grants program, we actually need to go through and run that by governance and look at the guidelines. And, I mentioned earlier that we're tweaking and we're sort of getting continued feedback from the community. So things like these are the sort of things that we need to hear. So if there's an issue, we actually have people coming to us going, you gave us a grant and we can't spend it on what we were going to spend on because it was for an event, and can we now spend it on this? So you can approach us and work with our grants team on how to manage that rather than having to give it back. But I'll just hand over to Jill. Jill, did you want to come around here?
No.
No.
I'd like to stay off camera.
Can you hear Jill? Okay.
But like I said, I actually rang about the grant yesterday.
Okay.
Well, this is great because what I wanted to do was put some special clinics on, right? Once the restriction of 2 or 3, when it lifts, that I can have 20, 30, 40, 50 kids down there to actually get them out of the house, right? To actually break down the monotonous and all that kind of stuff and put a special program on. But as I spoke to the grants, Melissa, right, she said we had to spend that special grant. I'll let you all finish it off, explain how you can actually access it. But we had to spend it by June the 30th financial year. And that's important because I'm not going to be able to do clinics before the 30th. Right?
Yeah.
No, it might be longer than that, Glenn. The 30th, we're really getting updates from the state government all the time. Part of that 500,000 is money for community grants, which will need to go to not-for-profit or incorporated organisations. That's up to $5,000. But some of it is miscellaneous grants, and that typically can go to, you don't have to be a community registered organisation. You can actually ask for support to help your children join a sporting club, or it could be for something like yourself if you're not incorporated. So there's options there. It's all put together as 500,000 for community grants, but there are several community. There's an arts grant there as well. So if we take that offline, I can give you some more detailed information.
Yeah, there's a number of people probably in similar situations to you where they can't spend the money for some reason. And so, obviously we've got to work on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, I can spend the money, don't worry about that.
Did you watch the meeting where we adopted the package, and Councillor McCormick raised about wanting to see more support for mental health, and that's what you do. You support people with mental health issues and even just loneliness or disability and all sorts of things like that. Like, you guys are awesome, and
Appreciate it.
Obviously, we want to look at supporting that. Yeah.
So, Glenn, you've got a question that's come through from Jessica. So if you're there, Jessica, we work with organisations like U3A who do run courses. They do look at technology. The community centres also run courses for people in the community that's about using computers in various shapes and forms. With U3A, you don't have to be retired. There's a lot younger people who are attending some of those courses, and they're fantastic. And we have them located in Coringal. I'm not sure where you live, but I'm sure we can pick that issue up, Glenn, and actually find out where Jessica lives and what might be easiest for her.
Thanks for picking that up, Jill. I didn't see that. Sorry, Jessica.
So Sam wanted to add to that as well.
Okay. The other thing, Jessica, hopefully you can hear me. The other thing, Jessica, that may help you with that is through our library services, we have an online learning module, so you can take learning at your own speed as well. And that does a wide range of courses that can assist with technology.
Yeah. I can't see any questions because I'm short-sighted.
That's it. I couldn't see because it was hidden. But anyway, good question, Jessica, and well answered, both ladies, Jill and your friend. I can't see it.
Sam Jackson.
So, see, I got a weird sense of humour too.
No, I never would have guessed.
Listen, I saw something going on, and I've been asked this question 3 times this week because I do have a lot to do with the homeless, right? Saw that there was going to be money put towards the showers. Now, people have asked me which showers.
Yeah, that's I mentioned that earlier. So that's the comfort station.
It is the comfort station.
You can talk to that.
So, Glenn, that we're talking about the homeless shower that council built with federal government money and
donation chain.
Yes, that's right. So donation chain. So there's extra money gone into the budget for additional cleaning, given the hygiene standards that have been put in place to help with stop cross-infection and contamination with coronavirus. But we've also put some additional funds in there to actually redeploy someone into impact volunteering to recruit more people for donation chain to help manage that service.
Yeah, well, that's I'm putting tickets on myself or anything, but I've always actually like trying to help Elena in that scenario. I've had one of my guys go down there nearly every week to make sure that she does need that support for an impact, and or council can actually help put an extra male volunteer down there to help her. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
That's another side issue. We'll let that one go. Look, I think you've done a great job tonight. I'm actually really happy because there was been no curveball questions come up.
Oh, touch wood.
There's a second.
Right. I know.
So there was a secondary question from Jessica as well about creative courses. So if that's something that Jessica's really interested in, the library is more than happy to get involved in doing that, and at the libraries, either Carrum Downs or Frankston. Some of that could be online, but some of it could be actually coming into the library and participating in that.
Righto. Well, we've gone over our half an hour. I hope you don't mind, but I think what you spoke about tonight and what you've actually put out there has been quite educational for the community. You put a lot of work into it. I think it's some great stuff amongst it. Like I said, I didn't want to know about the trees being planted or money being held up for the trees being planted. Although I'm a greenie, believe it or not. Environment. I teach you when we go fishing. Right? I think it was important knowing about what Frankston City Council is actually doing for the community and the welfare during this time of, we've got to say crisis, don't we?
It is. There's another question that's come through. Did you want us to answer that?
All right. Sorry, I'm Jojo.
From Jojo.
Is it Jojo?
Yes, so Jojo would really like to volunteer and hasn't had a response. So if she'd like to ring the centre.
Can we talk to Jojo after this? Because I've got Carole and I have
Sure.
permission from Impact Volunteering to actually talk a bit about Impact Volunteering. Because as we know, and you mentioned it, this is Volunteers Week, right? So that's why Carole's going to come in and talk about Impact Volunteering. Joe, can we answer that question with Carole after this, please? Is that okay with you, Jill?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine, Glenn.
Righto, thank you. I have, what's this? The slide Jojo had. No one has got back to me. I'm sorry, I can't. I've applied also. All right. Once again, Jen, can you wait until we can bring Carole back on? Right. So, geez, they're all flying up now. I thought we were going to go soon, but no, you can't go. Ha ha. Right. What do we got here from Natalie? Wish the shopping centre would take leaf off the Frankston City Council. Oh, that was actually a compliment, so I'll put it up and show you. Right, the shopping centres that stop, put some free parking in.
Hi,
But
Natalie.
so anyway, righto, I'm part of the Rotary. Sorry, what's? Hey, listen, we got competition tonight. You know that, don't you? I know. And I know this gentleman, Tim Costello. He's actually doing a live show on the Rotary Club of the Peninsula.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm part of the best thing I've ever done. Thank you. Anyway, that's it. There's no more questions. They're all just compliments. Righto. Anyway, Mayor Sandra, thank you for coming on tonight. And like I said, you answered, and there was no curveball. I didn't put you under pressure. I was being good tonight. But no, thank you, Sir CEO, and
Phil.
your friend around the corner. I'm shocking with names. I can't remember my own. So,
Thanks for giving us the opportunity, Glenn, for being on the show. Thanks to everyone for being kind and asking great questions, and just stay in touch. Keep your eye on our council's website and call the call centre if you want more information. So like I said, we're still working through the details, but there'll be more information coming, and as soon as we get the grants sorted and ready to go, we'll promote that heavily so that we can start distributing money out into the community. You know, we also want to hear from you, your stories. So like people that we've helped out, we're going to be looking for people to tell their story of how the council support has actually made a difference to them as well. So if they're happy to do so, that'd be really, really great. So let's celebrate what's great about Frankston.
yeah. No, well, absolutely. And look, I hope we're going to see you around after October too. We won't talk about that. Hey, I was going to run, but I don't think you lot could handle me in chambers, could you? Jill, what do you reckon? Could you imagine me as a councillor?
I can.
I'm terrified, Glenn.
We know we have a code of conduct.
Well, I can't.
Where?
I know. You know, there's a code of conduct, and I wouldn't be able to go by it.
I don't think so.
Right.
Enjoy your own right now. That's the good thing.
Yeah. Well, good night, everyone, and thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Stay safe. Stay safe. Take care.
Yes, you too. Bye. I'm getting rid of you. Righto. That was actually good. I'm going to bring Carole up. Right. Come on, Carole. Where are you? There she comes. Actually, yeah. Oh, look, she's got a smiley face on. Look at that. Smiley face.
Why? Why,
Wonder
Glenn?
why.
Oh, look,
Hello, Carole. How are you?
Glenn.
Yeah.
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Actually,
That's good.
very informing, wasn't it? What did you
It was.
so
Sorry?
what did I said to you, that's what do you think? It was actually a very informing.
Fantastic.
I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Why?
What?
Why would you be so pleasantly surprised?
No, because we talked about predominantly what I wanted to talk about, what Frankston
Excellent.
Council is actually doing for the community. Yes, I know that they've got plans and projects and where they've actually, for the covert and money that's not going to be spent and stuff like that. They put that aside and they've deferred some of the projects under next year and further on. But we needed to literally know the hard work and the money, where that was going, and the things like what Frankston
Community support.
community support was doing. This phone service, call-in phone service, and different other those sort of things. They were the important parts, and it's actually good to see that they're actually going to support donation change, Elena. I know, so they put extra money into the showers, and Michael said to me yesterday, said, when can the shower have showers again? I said, mate, we've just got to wait. Just be patient.
Yeah.
Because anyway, tonight we were going to have Peninsula Health come in after it, which went longer than I expected with the mayor. So, which worked out well because this is Volunteer Week.
National Volunteer Week.
National Volunteer Week.
Way for volunteers.
I washed mine off.
Oh, this is a different one.
I looked weird yesterday writing it on, then trying to take a photo with me with it. I know. National Volunteers Week. And without volunteers, organisations like ours, that's the thing about fishing, we wouldn't survive. And we've got lovely Jessica who's there in the background. I know, she's still there. She's one of our volunteers, right? And without them, and you've helped with a couple of volunteers, because tonight you've got to put your hat on, Impact Volunteering.
I am.
And Impact Volunteering is an organisation set up in, like their main office is the library at the moment. That's where the library is. And they're there to actually put people into places where they're needed and volunteers are needed. Anyway, you know more about it than I do. You talk about Impact, please, Carole, and what Impact's all about, please.
Okay. So first of all, happy Volunteers National Volunteer Week. A big thank you to all the volunteers within Frankston City and nationally that give so much of their time and everything else to benefit their communities. So Impact Volunteering, our what we predominantly do is match volunteers to volunteer positions within Frankston City and sometimes beyond. Our referral desk is based at the library, so if you wanted to go and see somebody, you would probably go to the library. At the moment, things are running a bit different as where everything is being done remotely. Obviously, with the library closure, our referral officers are doing everything remotely and dealing with expressions of interests via telephone and email. So as you can understand, there are no interviews, or because of restrictions and so forth, we're very limited as to what's going on. But there are volunteering opportunities out there that that you can do remotely. So helping people learn English and so forth. So that's what we're all about.
Right. I'm actually glad you're on, because there's a couple of people that actually are asking questions of Jill and the council, right, about volunteering. Righto. Here's, bring it up to you, Jojo. I think there was Jojo that actually asked about, she's actually contacted. How do you get involved? Please, I'm trying to, over the year, with no response.
Okay, I'm not sure who you've contacted, Jojo, but at the moment, I would probably, because everything's operating so differently, maybe send an email to the info@Impact Volunteering, and then go from there. And you will, like I said, I don't know how you've applied or so forth. If you've done it via one of the online, chances are that your expression of interest has gone directly to the organisation, so you would need to deal with them. I'm not sure what the details are, but contact Impact Volunteering and go from there. And, you know, it depends on what you want to do too. Sometimes having an idea of what direction you'd like to take is certainly beneficial.
Yeah, I agree. Right, there was another one. I'm just trying. See, this is another one as well. See, Jenny, I applied also, Jojo, and no one has.
Same thing again, Jenny. I don't know where you've applied. Have you gone? Is it actually through Impact Volunteering? And make contact, and we can have a look through the database and find out where, if it was indeed through Impact Volunteering, we can certainly find out and go from there.
Right, off the top of your head, Carole, can you think of Impact's number and email address if you're there listening to this? Right.
Email address is info@impactvolunteering.org.au, and the phone number, I don't remember it. 6492.
But another thing
That's
is
the referral desk.
Yeah, but another
at the
thing is
library.
you can actually look up the information of Impact Volunteering on Facebook. Right,
And we've got a web page.
Yep, that's right. So, you know, Impact, look, I've used Impact, you know, because I needed a secretary and everything like that. And hey, guess what? I've got to speak to him live on Saturday, or our ex-secretary, because he had to go back to England. So I'm talking to Tony on Saturday on Skype at 5:30 in the morning, our time.
Say hello to him from everyone in Frankston.
Well, why don't you get up and say hello to him as well at 5:30?
No, I'll be sleeping, Glenn. 5:30, that's just like, no.
No, 6:30. 6:30, that's right. It's not daylight saving.
That's still too early.
Yeah, so 6:30. But yeah, no, Impact's good. Plus another thing is too, Impact, right, runs every year what they call Frankston Volunteer of the Year, isn't it?
The Volunteer of the Year Awards, that's right.
That's right.
Nominations are now open.
Right. I know I won't get it. I don't volunteer enough.
Okay. No, just go to www.impactvolunteering.org.au, follow the links and nominate as a way to say thank you. And I thought that might be the 770-6492. I had that bit right. But yeah, go to the website and nominate as a way to recognise all the hard work that these amazing people are doing within Frankston City and nationally and worldwide. And can I just say, 2020 has certainly been the year that, you know, you've really seen people step up and get out there. You know, it's we had the fires and now this. So, yeah.
Now, we've actually seen some disasters in Australia over this 2020. And listen, I'll tell you what, we say volunteers, but I'll tell you what, the community alone, just in itself, right? Look, we saw it during the bushfire, and the volunteers that we got to actually help us load those trucks and everything like that. Yeah. But it was the community actually got involved as well, which is great. Just proves how much of a good. Oh yeah, someone's just look at this. I will hide that. This probably look at that. Here, what's that say? Just to point out, our phone lines ain't available at the moment, as our volunteers referral officers are working remotely and only taking emails. Thank you very much. Righto, as we said, the best way at the moment, because look, there's no way you can volunteer, or there is, but it's hard to put place volunteers at the moment. So any expression of interest, right, Carole? Info.
That's right.
Impact
at impactvolunteering.org.au.
That's
Can
right.
I just say that's posted by our amazing volunteer Deb, and Beck's information with the phone number is also an ex-Impact Volunteering referral officer.
Oh, is she? Thank you, Beck.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Beck.
Good. Well, like I said, Impact does a great job. Right?
We do.
No, you're all. See, once again, you're all volunteers, just like.
That's right.
Yeah, do you know something? I keep thinking I had a little black spot on my lip, and it's not.
You
It's a black,
do.
no, it's not. It's a black spot on the of a Carol. The black spot on the Carol. I thought, oh no, what have I got? Yeah,
Mm.
it's on the screen. No. Listen, I know that, look, we've got to call it short. This has been going for an hour. Oh, Smiley. No. Anyway, I'm going to say congratulations to all the volunteers that are out there. Great job. And like I said earlier on, I can't stop praising our volunteers, right? For that's the thing about fishing, because without those lot, and the other stupid thing about it, doesn't matter, whenever I call them, they're there. I say, Colin, we're going to, like Sunday, we had three boys to take out fishing, right, for the first time. Put out a call, say, right, we're going fishing, and they turned up.
That's devotion for you.
It is, and it's just fantastic.
Good on them.
Yeah, that's what volunteers are all about. So, like I said, if you're thinking of volunteering, it's actually one of the things about our slogan on our organisation is changing lives one life at a time. And if you want to volunteer, doesn't matter if it's what we do, fishing, doesn't matter what it's Carole doing, impact volunteering. It doesn't matter if it's sitting in an op shop, right? If it's going out, dropping off a parcel, doesn't matter what it is in volunteering. You have no idea the impact that you could be putting on someone's life. That person, and I've seen it over the 30 odd years that I've been doing stuff, right? That person could be on the verge of suicide, right? Through depression, anxiety, through drinking, alcohol, drugs, anything like that. And just to see your smiling face coming up and just giving him something, or just being there, or just talking to him, could actually literally change their life. Right? Hey, do you like my new bling? I bought that.
We need to talk about your bling.
I didn't mean to show it off. I was just going like that, and I go, look at all that bling. But
I don't know.
but like I said, you could be just the anchor and the obstacle that changes a person's life, being a volunteer. And look, I'll tell you
I
now.
hope not to be an obstacle.
Well, no, an obstacle. That person could be ready to jump off the bridge or something like that, and you've become the obstacle in that person, in the road of that person, stopping them from doing it. So you have become an obstacle. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't. So I'm old school. I just say it as it is. So anyway, tonight it's been a great night. We've had the mayor and all her cohorts in. Oh, that was really good. It was actually good to hear Jill, and who was the other one again?
Sam.
Oh, Sam, brother.
Sam, Phil.
Right. Yeah, Sam, Phil. I got Phil and
Got it
Jill.
now?
Yeah, Phil and Jill Ryan. I was thinking Jack and Jill up there. You're an idiot, Glenn. Anyway.
You said that. No, it was great. And I think hearing it directly instead of seeing bits of paper or posts makes more of an impact as well. So good on them. It's fantastic.
No, sorry. Hi, Jessica. Yeah, right. Oh, sorry. This is what Jessie asked. I'm sorry, Jess, I missed you. Right, and then impact, which is Beck, I'd say. Answer that.
No,
You don't have to do anything. Yeah, just let them talk between themselves. And then, of course, our Jessie. Yeah. Right. Anyway, we're going to sign off tonight. What people have heard tonight over at Frankston City Council and what the mayor has talked about, and Phil and Jill and Sam, all right? If I got it right. If you want to know anything, right? If you want to know anything, email it. Right? And I have to say this, I did see some people say that they've emailed, they never get answers. Hey, be like me. Just keep going, keep bashing the door down, right? There's a lot of things around Frankston that have actually happened because I'm a dog with, dog with a bone. And I kept going and going and going, and things are happening or happen, all right? You just keep, don't be rude about it. Just send them an email saying, please, I've sent you an email. I've asked these questions, no response, right? Just keep doing it. Just keep sending, right? Now, if you want to volunteer, please get in contact with Carole and the great team down there, right? Beck and all them, right? And the email address at this present time is info@impactvolunteering.org.au. Not
For
bad
someone
with
who can't remember their own name.
not bad for a bloke who's got dementia, eh? So anyway, we're going to sign off. And then, look, next week we're going to have another great group coming in. I'm hoping to have family. Oh, look at that, Smiley, you're up. See, I was going to be a singer.
Volunteers.
Yep, we need volunteers everywhere. Right, I'm hoping to have Family Life in next week. Right, so that'll be a good interview too. So anyway, we're signing off tonight. Hope you all have a great rest of the week and enjoy yourselves. Do you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to have a bowl of ice cream and go to bed. Good night, everyone.